Hey everybody. Well, some of you have encouraged me and inspired me, and so I am going on a walk. Now, my walk is not going to be really long because where I live in the south, our temperatures are going to be in the 90s today, and it's already 80 degrees getting out here. But because some of us are out there struggling, I thought, why not? So here we go. So a little bit about where I live very flat areas, and anyway, I have not done my walking very often just because of the simple fact that our temperatures have been as hot as they've been. And so I decided I'm up early of this morning, so why not get out there and get going? So I hope that you're out too. Maybe this is an inspiration for you, and you can take my video and walk along with me, or just decide that you're going to take a little stroll. Remember, in our exercise, hello, friendly dog. I'm so thankful for fences. Anyway, on our walking adventures, you never know what you're going to come up with. And I'm one of these people that's like, squirrel. So if you hear me go off on a tangent, I'm sorry. That's just kind of how my mind thinks, especially when I'm out making a video. My kids keep saying, Mom, you ought to do this on YouTube. And I'm like, I'm not a YouTuber. So what I am, though, is a person that's just trying to get out here and lose some weight. And if it helps for you guys too, so be it. So anyway, so I'm out walking this morning. There's some horses over here in the pasture. I'll let you see them. Anyway, so I just decided I'm going to start small. Right before the temperature started going up, my family and I were walking around, I don't know, 1 mile to 2 miles, sometimes up to 4 miles a day, trying to hit those 10,000 steps that so many of us are trying to hit here and there. For me, 10,000 steps was very doable, but then I hit like a huge wall and I couldn't do it. And I was spending lots of time in bed trying to figure out what is going on with me, what's going on with my body. And it turned out that a medication I was taking was affecting a lot of different things. My weight loss too. And so I had to do some thinking and some considering as far as that was concerned of what I need to get off of. You don't think about that, but as you lose weight, sometimes medicines and things like that need to be adjusted. So get with your doctor and take a look at those things like I did. Anyway, on our walking, we don't have to walk really far. All we have to do is about 10 minutes. Maybe it's where you need to start. Maybe you need to start at 5. Maybe for you, it's just standing up at your desk and taking a few steps here and there. Walking doesn't have to be something that is 4 miles a day right now, and that's kind of what I tried to do when I first tried to get back into walking was, let's hit the biggest number I possibly can. And while that was great and I was hitting that 10,000 steps a day, it was completely taking toll on my life, especially with not having the progress that I wanted. And so that kind of got me into discovering what was going on for me that was stopping and was a roadblock. So sometimes we have to take a look at our life and how our journey is affecting other parts of our lives. So I encourage you to do that. Anyway, so as I'm out walking today, it is very hot, pretty sweltering, little park, nothing just real exciting, just walking around my neighborhood, and just kind of enjoying this morning. But anyway, so getting back to goals and getting back to struggling and all those things, I've been listening to several of you type in, hey, I'm struggling, I need something. Sometimes it's starting with those little itsy bitsy goals. Sometimes it may be, drinking water. Make that a goal. Hit it 3 times a day, 64 ounces, or maybe for you, it is getting that little walk in, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Maybe it's parking at the back of the Walmart parking lot and walking up. I don't know, I'm doing all my grocery pickup right now, but maybe that's what it is for you. But maybe it's putting in some music you love and just listening. One of my favorite things about my walks are the meditation that I have. I think through different things that are important in my life. A lot of times for me personally, I pray during my times that I'm walking unless my family's with me, and then I'm usually talking and chatting with them. But those things are things that are important. And those are times, it's kind of like setting a little time for yourself that you never have had by yourself. I have kids around me all the time. I'm a school teacher normally outside of COVID days. And so, I'm usually having all my 10,000 words a day, if you will, plus, my husband would say. But I'm using those. And so sometimes I need that time to just be me, to think on my own, and sometimes to not talk, but just to think and to reflect. And so walking just a small amount of time does that for me. One of the things that I do and did before I started this little walking thing was I started to got in my car and I drove around my neighborhood and I set my I don't know anything about cars, but I guess it's the little mileage marker. I set it to 0, and I went through my neighborhood and I plotted out different paths that I wanted to walk. And that way I could set goals for myself. If I wanted to walk a mile, I knew that was one little jaunt around my neighborhood up about 10 blocks and then back down. And it ends up being about 0.9. That's what I'm walking this morning. Not a huge amount of time, but just enough to get my heart rate up. If I wanted to walk it fast, I could. If I just wanted to have some time to get my heart rate up, I could even add in a jog there at the end before I started having issues, realizing I was doing too much. I was almost to a place where I was able to kind of jog it a little bit. And what's funny about these little jaunts is after a while, you kind of find like you want to do a little bit of jog. Your body's kind of like, let's go up the next level. I was surprised. Jogging due to knees and other things like that is not something I typically do. Walking's about the best that I can do. And so that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm not going to do anything crazy that's going to rip my knees up. But for some of you, you've been able to do the jog. That's fantastic. I wish I could. I'm very envious. I always think it's funny when I'm talking into my phone and I pass people because I'm like, they think I'm talking to myself. Maybe they think I'm on a phone call. It's okay. You guys are there. Anyway, so walking this morning is really pleasant. I like my neighborhood. I love the flowers that are in my neighborhood. Those are things that I'm trying to kind of look at and plan for. And anyway, it's always interesting to me to see the beauty that's just around, even here in my flat little neighborhood. But anyway, I don't want to hold you guys up and I don't want you to be bored, but I want to encourage you, person. Don't want to look crazy. Anyway, here we go. So as we're walking around the neighborhood together, I encourage you to do a couple of things. Number one, look for small ways that you can make a difference for you, whatever it is. Maybe it's that 5-minute, maybe it's that 10-minute walk, maybe it's drinking your water, maybe it's documenting everything you eat. Oh, that's me. All of those things are things that'll help you out. So those are some things that I'm trying to do, and hope that things will get a little bit better as we do those things. Sometimes finding partners, finding that walking partner, or finding a person. One of the things I love to do too is when I get out and I go walking, I call my family. Sometimes I don't spend enough time talking to people who matter, and so it's not unusual for me to pick up the phone and to call my mom. I find whenever I'm on a phone call with my mom or with my brother and I'm out walking that I walk a whole lot more just because I'm not by myself in it. And so that's something that's really beneficial as well. Sorry, I've got the wind effect going. But having that connection, it helps us to kind of forget that we're in the middle of exercise, or we're just out on a friendly jaunt around the neighborhood. Or I love to go with my daughter or my son. Getting a little breathless. Sorry. It is what it is. You understand. But spending time with people, especially right now, in the middle of all of this COVID stuff, where, for their safety or for my safety, I'm not able to see, or I'm choosing for me to distance so that I can keep them safe, or not pass something I could be carrying to them. So, picking up that phone is beneficial, I think, for not only them, but it's beneficial for me too. So I want to encourage you to think about doing that too. My phone just said it was doing something. It may be too hot. I have no idea. But so if we cut off, and it'll be what it'll be. But I want you to know that as I'm doing my blog, I'm doing it as much for myself as I'm doing it for you guys. I hope you're encouraged by the journey I'm on. One of the things that I think is kind of interesting is it's going to be different for every single person. Some people, they work better when they're able to eat just fresh vegetables. And many of you in the UK, one of the things that you've told me is, there's a lot of stuff that we get over here in the US that you don't even have access to. And I hate that. It makes me want to do some scratch cooking and see if I can figure out some ways to help you guys have and enjoy some of the things that we're able to use here in the United States, just because it might help to, I don't know, I like to try new and fun things, as long as it's not like, I don't know, I might not eat like octopus or something, just me, but it might help to enrich. And I encourage you to share your recipes too, because just because I've not tasted it doesn't mean I wouldn't like it. And it doesn't mean that it wouldn't make my weight loss journey great. It's like the little donut thing that I posted the other day for 4 points. It's 4 SP points. But if it keeps me from going and spending 8 points on that Boston cream donut that I know that I would love to have 2 of, truthfully, if I'm being honest, then why not do it? So that's something that I am working at, trying to get over the feeling of looking crazy as I'm looking and talking into my phone. I just hope they're thinking I'm on speakerphone. Anyway, well, my walk is almost up. I decided I was going to dedicate 10 minutes this morning due to the heat. And that's about what I've done. So if you've hung with me, you've just about made it through a mile walk with me this morning. Almost. We're going to hit it and then I'll cut off. But as we end our morning together, a few things to think about. Number 1, you're worth it. You are worth every ounce, every 0.1, every 3 pounds that you lose. I am personally doing this because I'm looking forward to having to have a surgery, but that's not the only reason. I'm doing it because I've got a couple of little ones that need a mama. They need me. They need me in their life, and I want to be able to be there for them and for my husband too. And the healthier I am, the better my chance is of being able to be there for them and to offer them all of the things I want to help them through and watch them live through. I want to be able to see my grandkids. And so those are things that are some of my top priorities, is wanting to be there for them. Number 2 is your worth. Your health is important to the life you're living. You may live to be 1 million. Okay, not 1 million, but you get my drift. You may live to be 100. You may live to be 89. How do you want to feel in your 89? Do you want to feel tired, weak, in a bed? Or do you want to live in your 89 where you're able to still go on a 10-minute walk? Or even 5, being able to get out, enjoy the sun. Saw a post the other day, and it was a picture of a person that was 110, and the post said, what would your 110-year-old self say to the age person you are now? Well, if I look back at it and I think of what I would tell myself, it would be enjoy my life. It would be here for the people that are important in my life. encourage those around me. For me, I'm a religious person, and so for me, it is the ability to be able to go and share my thoughts and ideas with others, and teach my children. But what do you want to be when you're 110? When you're sitting there at that birthday cake, if we got to do it, what things would you look back on your life and say, gosh, I wish I could have X. I wish I could have gone swimming more. I wish I could have walked around the block. I wish I could have worked in my yard. I wish I could have, for some of you, it may be wear a size 6 pair of jeans. You know, I wore size 6 whenever I was born. Okay, not true, but that is something I've said. I was born at 150 pounds. Okay, so I really should be in my normal weight. Well, that's kind of changing, so I'm going to have to adjust that bottom number, which is great for me. Anyway, who do you want to be? Where do you want to be? And how can you get there? Make that goal. Make that plan. Okay, person is coming, so I'm probably going to be quiet here in a minute. But make that plan. Do it for yourself. I think that's something that's going to be, I'll go this way, something that's important. Oh, you're good. Hi there, y'all. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Take care.
You too. Have a good day. I love sweet people. They just make my day. Anyway, y'all take care. I've just about completed a mile, so I hope you enjoyed the mile with me. Actually, I think by the time I step into my front driveway, it's about 0.9. If I walked around the whole entire, if I walked in front of the entire span of my block, I think it hits a mile right on it. But 0.9 is kind of okay with me. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for inspiring me to get out, to set some goals. Those of you who are struggling, go for it. Go get them. You can do it. And anyway, I think this is just about going to close us up. It looks like some other people are out there hitting their goals this morning. And I kind of wish I had just a little fuzzy dog to walk or something too. I think that would help me. But I'm about to have a rabbit, so I guess he can hop along. We'll see. But anyway, get out there, make some changes, and enjoy your life. It's the only one you get, at least here. Good morning. How are y'all? I'm well, thank you. So here we are on our return, and anyway, have a great day. Talk to you later.